Mount Nemrut. Located in the rugged terrains of southeastern Turkey, Mount Nemrut soars to a height of 7,000 feet, and its peak is home to a trove of colossal stone statues, some of the most mysterious erected in ancient times. The statues are believed to stand guard over the royal tomb of King Antiochus I of Commagene, whose burial dates back to the 1st century BC. But was a king really buried in this place? King Antiochus I, who ruled the Kingdom of Commagene from 70 BC to 36 BC, hailed from a lineage blending Greek and Persian roots. He claimed descent from Alexander the Great through his mother and Persian king Darius the Great through his father. Antiochus had a firm belief in the gods and a strong connection to religious customs. In 62 BC, he commissioned the construction of a sanctuary adorned with towering statues, their heads alone measuring nearly 7 feet in height. The statues were envisioned as guardians for his tomb, and the grandeur of this site was designed to immortalize and deify him. A monumental mound at the summit is believed to cover the tomb of King Antiochus. It consists of broken rock and spans a diameter of 475 feet, featuring 2 terraces. Each terrace showcases a row of diverse statues, embodying Antiochus's reverence for Greek and Persian Anatolian religions. These statues depict Greek gods like Zeus and Apollo, alongside Eastern counterparts like Oramazdes and Mithras. Lion and eagle statues flank each row, symbolizing royal authority and divine guardianship. Finally, there's a statue of the king himself. On the western terrace, a lion statue is set amidst a celestial arrangement representing Jupiter, Mercury, and Mars. It's believed to depict the sky on July 7, 62 BC, potentially marking the sanctuary's construction date. The site has been said to have been the space for ceremonies linked to the astronomical and religious nature of the statues. What meaning is to be conveyed by such astronomical structures in a tomb intended to be a place of worship for a king? Antiochus had a strong interest in astronomy, particularly of an esoteric nature. This interest led him to initiate a reform of the calendar system. He aligned the Commagene year, which was based on the movements of the sun and the moon, to the stars of Sirius and Orion, known to be the basis of the Egyptian calendar. Before the king departed this world, he instructed his people to carry out celebrations and festivities every year after his death. Priests assigned by the king made offerings and sacrifices to honor him. However, this place fell into oblivion as the centuries passed. It was not until 1883 that German archaeologists rediscovered it for the modern world. In the 20th century, subsequent excavations were carried out, but the tomb of the king has never been found. Nevertheless, this mountaintop site is still believed to be the place of his burial. The sanctuary, now a UNESCO World Heritage Site, continues to lure the curious and the scholarly. Its stone sentinels silently guarding the mysteries of a king's eternal repose. Machaerus. Set along the Jordan River, on the eastern shore of the Dead Sea, lies the ancient remnants of a palace steeped in biblical lore and mystery. Known as Machaerus, this hilltop palace and fortress, now in ruins, is situated in modern-day Jordan. As chronicled by the Jewish Roman historian Flavius Josephus, Machaerus was the ominous setting for the capture and execution of John the Baptist. John the Baptist, a revered Judean preacher, played a pivotal role as the harbinger and baptizer of Jesus. His austere life and solemn prophecies garnered a substantial following in the Judean valleys. His outspoken disapproval of King Herod Antipas's marriage to Herodias, however, marked the beginning of his downfall. During the era of Jesus Christ, King Herod Antipas ruled over the regions of Galilee and Perea. His forbidden affair and later marriage to Princess Herodias, who was previously married to his brother, attracted the disapproval of John the Baptist. John's outspoken criticism of this union not only angered the royal couple, but also set in motion the events leading to his execution. One fateful evening, the enchanting dance of Herodias' daughter, Salome, bewitched Herod. Overwhelmed by her performance, Herod promised to grant her any wish. But Salome wouldn't ask for something simple, or even noble. Guided by her mother's vengeful desire, Salome demanded the head of John the Baptist on a platter. Although hesitant, Herod yielded to her request to save face before his guests, marking the dire fate of the prophet. John the Baptist was seized, imprisoned, and then beheaded, with his head delivered to Salome on a platter. Archaeologist Gyozo Voros believes that a courtyard found in Machaerus is the actual spot where John the Baptist was condemned and sentenced to death. The veracity of this narrative remains uncertain, as there isn't enough evidence to conclusively establish this courtyard as the true location of the preacher's sentencing. Although the Bible recounts the demise of John the Baptist, it doesn't specify the exact location. It was the writer and scholar Flavius Josephus who identified Machaerus as the site of Herod's palace, and so far, other historians and archaeologists have not presented arguments to challenge this assertion. Building upon his initial research, Voros formulated a fresh hypothesis centered on a semicircular niche found adjacent to the courtyard. According to him, this niche likely housed the throne where Antipas sat, suggesting that the neighboring courtyard could be the very place where Salome performed her dance and subsequently requested the execution of the preacher. Mustang Caves. Hidden in the Himalayan mountain range in northern Nepal lies the former kingdom of Lo, also known as Mustang. Among the towering peaks, a peculiar and somewhat eerie treasure trove of nearly 10,000 man-made caves can be found burrowed into the gigantic precipitous rock faces near the Kali Gandaki River. These ancient caves house a macabre mystery, a series of human skeletons bearing meticulous, precise cuts and lacerations. Mustang, a place where nature meets the ancient, holds a dark yet fascinating secret within its bounds. Was this an act of barbaric savagery or a sacred ritual transcending time? And who were the masterminds behind such meticulous acts? In the mid-1990s, researchers from Nepal and the University of Cologne began exploring the stacked caves, where they found partially mummified human bodies estimated to be between 2,000 and 3,000 years old. Later explorations in 2007 led to the discovery of valuable Buddhist paintings, sculptures, manuscripts, pottery, and different artifacts that date back to the 12th to 14th centuries. A second expedition in 2008 discovered additional human skeletons thought to be 600 years old, along with paintings containing a mix of writing from Buddhism and Bon, an indigenous Tibetan religion. Later, in 2010, another group of explorers and archaeologists uncovered 27 more human skeletons. The relatively intact skeletons bore cut marks on their bones, hinting at a ritualistic preparation process. The intricacy of the cuts was haunting, yet awe-inspiring. After preparation, the bodies were ceremonially laid to rest on exposed wooden shelves. It's believed that these caves served as a sacred burial ground, echoing the Bon Buddhist practice of sky burial, where the bodies were offered to vultures, ensuring a cycle of life and death that harmonizes with nature. The roots of these practices are believed to be traced back to Tibetan and Zoroastrian customs, where such offerings to animals were sacred acts. Despite the progress in unraveling their mysteries, the architects of the caves and the exact purpose behind their construction remains hidden. Kapilika Rock Tomb. Many ancient structures across the globe captivate us with their hidden secrets, offering a blend of established facts and cryptic hints for archaeologists to unravel. However, a distinctive rock tomb in Turkey's Çorum province emerges as a notable exception due to its minimal evidence and obscure history. While most sites yield a wealth of information for experts to analyze, this mysterious tomb, believed by archaeologists to be a unique find in the region, offers little more than a perplexing inscription, leaving much to the imagination about its origins and the civilization it belonged to. Located in a mountainous region of northern Turkey, the Kapilika rock tomb is set on a hillside surrounded by cliffs. The name Kapilika means rock with a door, which is precisely what it looks like once you set foot in front of the rare structure. It dates back to the 2nd century BC, and is believed to have been built in the Hellenistic period, although modern-day Turks believe it to be of Roman origin. Rising above a gentle stream that flows before the forest floor, a steep path winds its way along the left side of the rocky outcrop and eventually leads to a platform of steps directly in front of the tomb. The tomb is a cube-shaped structure carved into the mountain, which is only connected to the surrounding natural rock at certain points, probably to prevent the rock ceiling from collapsing. Very little is known about this rock tomb, as there aren't many in-depth studies or findings of significant relevance. Unlike other tombs, such as those in Egypt, with hieroglyphs or some sort of writing, this tomb bears only a simple inscription that reads Ikesios. While there isn't any definitive information or record about its meaning, one theory suggests that it may be the name of an old Greek commander. After all, this territory was once Greek. The area was also part of the Kingdom of Pontus at some point in history, ruled by the ethnically Persian Mithridatic dynasty that came to power in this region after the collapse of the Achaemenid Persian Empire, which could suggest a different origin. The way the tomb is carved is similar to other tombs found throughout the region where the Pontic kings ruled. The creator of this tomb, or the individual it was constructed for, remain a matter of speculation. Given its unique construction, the tomb was likely dedicated to a person of significance. However, the absence of long-form inscriptions or additional related structures suggests that this tomb may have held a special meaning for a select group of individuals closely associated with the interred person, rather than representing a significant monument recognized by a broader kingdom or culture. This distinction hints at the possibility that the tomb served more as a personal memorial than a widely acknowledged historical or royal landmark. The Sky Fortress of Cuelap. In the northern reaches of Peru, beyond the shadows cast by the famous ruins of Machu Picchu, lies another archaeological wonder that has stood the test of time. Cuelap, though less renowned, holds a mystique and magnificence akin to Machu Picchu. It is said to have been the home of the Chachapoyas, an indigenous civilization that once challenged the mighty Inca Empire. They were later invaded and conquered by the Inca, leaving their citadel completely desolated by the beginning of the 16th century. Who were these people, about whom very little is known, and were they in fact the builders of this long-forgotten place? Cuelap is situated where the rainforest meets the Andes mountain range, nearly 10,000 feet above sea level. This citadel is composed of ancient stone monuments and was once the main settlement of the Chachapoyas, also known as Warriors of the Cloud. The Chachapoyas wanted to live as close to the sky and likely to their gods as possible. But the reason for being located so high in the mountains wasn't just spiritual, it was also defensively strategic. One of Cuelap's most impressive features is its massive stone walls. Some of these walls are up to 60 feet high, which would have provided an impressive defense against any invaders. The main entrance to Cuelap is a narrow passageway that progressively narrows as one approaches the interior. This design would have made it easier to defend, forcing potential invaders into a tight space where they could be easily targeted. However, research suggests that this place was more often used as a settlement than a site for battles. Although not primarily a military stronghold, it is popularly referred to as a fortress due to its layout and defensive capabilities. Inside the fortress walls, there are over 400 buildings, including living quarters, ceremonial structures, and storage rooms. Among the notable structures within Cuelap is the Tintero, or inkwell, a cone-shaped building believed to have ceremonial significance. Its exact purpose remains a subject of debate among historians. Evidence suggests that the citadel was built around the 6th century AD, long before the Inca, and was used until the 16th century AD. It's believed that the Inca conquered the Chachapoyas around the second half of the 15th century, but allowed them to continue living at Cuelap. However, with the arrival of the Spanish conquistadors in the 16th century, the Chachapoya culture collapsed, and Cuelap was permanently abandoned. Rediscovered in 1843, Cuelap has since yielded numerous archaeological treasures, shedding light on the Chachapoyas' unique cultural practices. Among the intriguing finds are evidence of advanced bone surgery and ancestral mummies that were placed beneath the floorboards of dwellings, allowing for their easy retrieval during ceremonies and rituals. Among the most notable archaeological finds are the enigmatic Purun Machu sarcophagi, perched high on cliff ledges, which guarded the remains of the civilization's ancient elite. These human-shaped burial structures, made of clay, sticks, and grasses, stand up to 8 feet tall and are painted predominantly white, often adorned with stylized faces in red and yellow hues. Their name, Purun Machu, is derived from the Quechua words Purun, meaning wild, and Machu, meaning old, reflecting their ancient and remote essence. Positioned in a seated posture, each sarcophagus houses a mummified individual, typically curled in a fetal position, surrounded by grave goods. Recent excavations have revealed a society marked by a deep cosmology and impressive architectural skills. However, archaeologists contend that further digs could uncover even more, shedding light on the remaining mysteries of the Chachapoya and their enigmatic citadel. Are you ready to unlock the secrets of the past? Subscribe now to Dark Five's brand new Ancient Mysteries channel and embark on a journey to uncover the most enigmatic and awe-inspiring mysteries of ancient times. Leave a comment if there are any ancient mysteries you want us to explore in upcoming videos.